Hi, all. Today we're going to talk about mostly sleep, a tiny bit stress and emotions. But as always, when you're journaling, kind of try to make note of what you're going through. So for this one, I really want you to write down how concerned are you with the quantity and the quality of your sleep. And then also, we're going to talk a bit about stress. So, how often are you stressed in your life, which can kind of spill over into a lot of things, but also sleep. So, we're going to talk a little bit about the hypothalamus. You can see it in the picture. And this is basically the control tower in the brain. And when it's stressed, it goes into a fight or flight, and it's going to send out those stress hormones. It's designed to protect you. So mostly it's a really good thing. You can be like, "Oh, thank you, body, for protecting me from danger." But when it is frequent or prolonged, that's when it's going to have that tough, tough, tough effect on the body. So some symptoms of chronic stress are irritability, anxiety, headaches, insomnia, poor immune function. Guys, we need to work on that, right? It can even increase blood pressure. So 70% of problems sleeping are psychophysiological, and so what that means is we can work on those. I know I see people post all the time, "Oh, I've never been a good sleeper." I haven't either. So even when I was a teenager, I remember talking to my cross country coach about how I don't get good sleep. So it was years, 15, 20, 15 to 20 years of not getting good sleep. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Sleep is so underrated. I cannot even explain how much better I feel now that I'm consistently getting great night's sleep. And every once in a while, something happens. Maybe the cat goes crazy, or the husband's like up all night and loud, or we're staying in a hotel or something, or I have to get up at 5 a.m. to go to a meeting. I can tell right away that next day a huge effect on my mental state, on my physical state. And I don't want to feel like that anymore. So we're going to talk a lot about sleep and a bit about stress as well. So 15% is environmental too. So we can also mostly control that as too. And I'm going to give you some tips about that. So tips for a great night's sleep. Let there be light. I don't know why I have that B capitalized. That's going to bother me and some other people. Let there be light. So, a study is showing, one of the studies was showing that I was reading about, that if you get 2 hours of great, beautiful sunlight on your body, and sometimes you can do this with a lamp, but I think obviously sunlight's going to be better. Um, it increased quality sleep by 80% slash people would get 2 hours more sleep a night. Like, that's pretty amazing. And so maybe outside or a sunny window. I don't know if you guys have animals, but like, how cats and dogs will find that one triangle of sunshine in the house and like get in that sunshine. I kind of want you to think about it like that. So grab your chair and a book. And it doesn't have to be 2 hours straight. Like it can be, broken up throughout the day. So, every once in a while you go sit in that triangle of light for 10 to 15 minutes and just get some beautiful light and sun on your body. All right, put away the electronics. So the study that I was reading really recommended 2 hours. If you're like me, that's going to be tough. And I will tell you, I do 30 minutes. So 30 minutes before I want to go to bed, no more TV, no more phone, no more iPad. I just put those away. And it kind of bothers my friends. Like I'll see texts the next day that came in at like 9:03. 9 o'clock is when I when I turn that off. Um, yeah, you're probably laughing at me about the 9 o'clock thing, but 9 o'clock is when I turn that off. I'll talk about that again in a little bit. But if you're serious about this program, start with 30 minutes. If you're like, oh, that wasn't quite it, go to 45. Try an hour. And if you need to put it away 2 hours before to have, an amazing night's sleep, I think it'll be worth it. But as always, I'm like, start small and see how that goes, and then see if you can, stretch it. So stop caffeine, intake around 3 to 4, PM. Is that how you spell caffeine? That looks weird. I will tell you, I stopped caffeine at noon. So that's one of the ones where I had to find that for myself. So maybe start at 4. And you're like, oh, I don't know, back it up to 3, back it up to 2, that kind of thing. Find that for yourself. Is try not to nap, especially when we're working specifically on sleep this week. Try really hard not to nap. Um, my mother-in-law was in a sleep study, and to get her on a good system, they made her stay up. They wanted to know when she wanted to get up. So she wanted to get up at 6. So they're like, okay, this week you're not going to go to bed before midnight. And she would make herself still get up at 6. Obviously, she's retired. I don't know why I said obviously. Um, then the next week it was 11:30 and she'd still get up at 6. And the next week she'd go to bed at 11 and still get to bed at 6. Now 7 hours is pretty nice. If you want 8 hours, then you're going to try to back that up to 10, or move it. So maybe you want to get up at 7, maybe you want to get up at 5. So kind of think about a solid 6 hours would be amazing. A solid 7 hours, a solid 8 hours, and then kind of adjust like that. But while we're working on this, try really hard not to nap. I definitely still have days. Actually, this is so weird. Yesterday, um, my husband's getting his doctorate, and he woke up at 4 a.m. and started working on his doctorate, and it woke me up, and then I was up. And so I did take a nap. So I'm not saying like never take a nap again, but try to really make that sleep happen at night. It's a big difference. All right, exercise during the day. So we've started adding that exercise during the day, but not too late. So that again, you had to find out for yourself. Do I need to exercise before 6? Is it before 7? Create a sleep schedule, which we kind of just talked about. But for me, I start the bedtime routine at 9. So for me, that's turning off the electronics, starting to put things in the diffuser, doing all the nighttime beauty routines, and maybe getting out clothes for the next day. And I like to be asleep by 10. Um, I tend to wake up around 7, in the 7s, early 7s, with or without an alarm, because I'm blessed to be able to do this as my job and work from home. Um, so even if it pushes it to 11 for some reason, I'm still probably going to get enough sleep for the next day. But kind of figure out for you where that beautiful sleep is. And generally speaking, in a sleep in between 10 and 11 is what's going to be good with the circadian rhythms. Consider cutting out alcohol, maybe not forever, guys. And let's journal about this again, like we've been doing. So we're really focusing on sleep this week. Maybe just this week, be like, I'm going to see what happens if I don't have alcohol with dinner, or my thing is wine and chocolate at 7:30. um, so kind of journal and see what you think about it, and then maybe that next week add it in one day and see if it really does disrupt your sleep. Is it really affecting your sleep? So maybe drink earlier, or maybe you'll feel so good you'll be like, I don't even want alcohol anymore. So a lot of those options. Do you need blackout curtains? Like, is too much light coming in your window? I love my blackout curtains. Some people like to take a bath or shower at night, and I do recommend putting lavender in the bath or shower if you're doing that, and then create a calming bedtime routine. So this is really what we're adding. So you're going to take your lavender, which I probably have near me, and put a drop in your hand, rub it together, take a few deep breaths. Rub it on the bottoms of your feet, especially your toes, because that's what's connected to the brain. And then rub it on your pillow. Do pillow last, because we want it to be a nice, gentle lavender, not like lavender. It's a nice, calming lavender. All right, so these are our tips. You know, I'm always like, start small. So if some of them are like, okay, that one's an easy one, I can try that one first, and then try to add the other ones in. That's 10. I think you could take at least 10 days to slowly add these, or if not, 2 weeks to slowly add these, but we're going to start to focus on sleep. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Oops, trying. Okay, bye.